Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Praetorian and welcome back to HOI4 as we are playing our new German campaign here. Alright, so before we jump into gameplay here, just address a few things and talk about the vote. We're going to be having a vote that should appear up here. You'll be able to, come across here and you click on it. And then you can also, you can open it. There should be a little button here where you can open it and you can vote. And we're going to go over those choices real quick, as well as talk about the secondary branch here. Obviously, once we finish this up here, we get two choices. We can do the revive the Kaiser Reich, which is the non-aligned route, essentially going with the monarchy, having the Kaiser return, Kaiser Wilhelm II, although you could end up with Wilhelm III, depending on events that happen with the Netherlands, and we'll see that here in the future. And then there's this route here on the right. This is the democratic route. And the reason why I bring this up, guys, is because a lot of people have, enough that I feel like I should mention this, have brought up that we should go with democracy instead of going with the Kaiser. Now, that's not going to happen. First of all, this is a return of the Kaiser series. It's the name of the series, so obviously we are going to go ahead and bring the Kaiser back. But I do want to explain to you one reason why I wouldn't want to change to this no matter what, and that's because there's really not much to do. I'm not saying we can't join the Allies. That's actually what the choice is going to be here for the event. But as far as going democratic, you're pretty limited on what you can do, guys. So essentially the only thing there is to do on the democratic route is it's all about being anti-communist. You can get a bunch of countries into your faction. As you can see, there's a ton of countries you can have join the faction, and you get Scandinavians in, you get the Baltic countries, Poland, the Finns, and the Low Countries. You can get everybody into your faction to all be anti-communist and create this one massive faction in Europe to try and take out the Soviets. But that's it. That's the only focus on this branch here. Remember, you are democratic, so you can't just attack people without getting that national focus, or without getting the war goal through the national focuses. That's the only way for us to attack anybody, unless, of course, they go out and directly attack people. So that's a really late game thing. You do have to get all those national focuses. So it's maybe not late game, but it's mid game. There's not really much you can do until then. And of course, then it's just war with the Soviets through other people's countries if they haven't conquered them already. You're not going to be able to attack from your own country. You're going to have to attack from other people's, which means you have no control over who gets the territory and who building it up and stuff. It kind of really just limits you. You're not able to put too many planes over here. Yeah, it's just not a great route of attacking the Soviets, and that's really all there is to do. Unless Italy attacks some countries, but sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes Italy stays passive for the entire. I've seen Italy just sit here passive for an entire game and do nothing, which means you might never be able to attack Italy because they haven't created any real tension. So it's really just a boring campaign, in my opinion, going with a democratic Germany in the Allies, because Germany's the main antagonist in Europe. So there's just no point of doing that, guys. I just don't see any reason. There's nothing here that would be entertaining to do. You just fight the Soviets, that's it. And then after that, you're done. So we're not going to go that route. You see this going this route, we have multiple options on which way we want to go. Two different choices here. And that's what we're going to be talking about here now, guys, is which direction do we want to go here? That's what the vote's going to be about. So we can do focus on the true enemy. Of course, the true enemy is Britain and the Allies. So you can focus on the true enemy. These are the bonuses here. Then you can rebuild the High Seas Fleet, all about building up your navy, or get our place in the sun. What else do we have here? Recreating the Central Powers, and then you're going to attempt to, that's your own faction. Then you can do an Italian coup, where you can assassinate Mussolini and try to restore Victor Emmanuel III, the king there. So that's one option. If you go this route, you can also rekindle imperial sentiment. So you're essentially trying to create a new Austria-Hungary. So you can do that. You're going to try and create a Central Powers between you, Austria-Hungary, and the Italians. That's one really interesting option. You can go here, and of course you can do all these as well if you want to see them. So that's war against the French and German, the French and the British. So pretty standard for what the Axis normally does, except for you're going to have a navy when you do it. And it's going to be a little bit different, of course. You're going to have like a strong Austria-Hungary, hopefully. And you're not fascist. So you're probably not going to ally with the Japanese. Or you can go kind of like the anti-communist route through here, similar to this route, but a little bit different. Because in this one, you're going to ally with the British. You're basically accepting the fact that the British are going to run the colonies in the world, and you're going to be able to put too many planes over here. You're not going to be able to attack from your own country. You're going to have to attack from other people's, which means you have no control over they're going to dominate the seas. You're just kind of accepting that fact. I think there's even, an alliance with the Shade to even say, if we cannot take their place in the sun, then we shall ally those who cast a shadow over us. So, yeah, you can do that. And interestingly, it's not just like a straight joining the Allies, because you can get the British to agree to allow you to attack the French, which is pretty cool, I think. If they go communist, of course, which they might, because there's an event right here, and this is supposed to create conflict, something that is not in this branch here. This is why I like this branch better and why I bring it up, is this here will you essentially get rid of all the communists in your country, and they go to France. And then they get daily communist support there, a pretty large amount. And essentially, communism often wins there in France, which means the British are fine with you attacking. So you and Britain then fight France, and then you fight the Soviet Union. And then, of course, you're not a democratic country, so then you can attack Italy as well. So it's just a lot more entertaining, in my opinion, going this route than this route, because you got a lot more countries you can attack and fight. So yeah, I would prefer doing this. That's why we're not going to do the democracy. So these are the two choices with Britain and kind of the allies, their allies. Or we can go with our own faction, the Central Powers here. That's the other route. So that'll be the choices, Central Powers or allies, guys. So vote, and whichever one wins, that's the direction we're going. Should be fun either way, guys. So let's go and get started. That's the main thing I want to talk about. Kind of just go over why I don't want to be a democracy as Germany. It just doesn't feel like a fun campaign just going against the Soviets. And let's be honest, the Soviets usually don't put up much of a fight. The Soviets are usually kind of pushovers at the Olympic Games. I guess could have read that, see if anything changes there, but too late. Too late. Already clicked through it. Or I guess you guys can pause it and read it. We do have some troops over here done, and I probably should have put them all in their own army here, because yeah, those ones are not over there. All right, so we should just have two that are over here. Yeah, they're both over here, and they're going to go into that Red Army there. All right, excellent. So we're getting all the troops trained up. It's going to give us a little bit of experience. We're probably going to add, if we haven't got it already, we're going to get the field hospitals, and as soon as we get those, we'll add them to our infantry division lines. So we got concentrated industry, and we're not quite close enough to 1937 to work on anything else there. Could get that radar tech. That's an option. But what I think we're going to do is artillery. Make sure we have all the ships. Oh, in fact, I actually just thought of something pertaining to ships, so I'm glad I thought of that. Let's go and get the artillery. Do we have the anti-tanks? Oh, we're going to need those. Damn. All right, let's do artillery first, improve what we have, and then we'll get the anti-tanks. So, speaking of the Navy here, I don't care about submarines, guys. I think I'm done with submarines until the DLC. Man the guns. Man the guns is supposed to redo the Navy. Supposed to make submarines more useful, make them fit more in line with their historical use, not make them so just ridiculously useless. I'm not gonna say they're useless. Like, you can use them against convoys. They do a great job against convoys, but they take such heavy casualties. They're destroyed so quickly that I don't really find them all that useful. So we're just gonna build that last one, and then we're done. I'm done with submarines. I'm actually probably gonna be done with some submarines until the DLC, guys. I'm not messing with them anymore. They're just not very effective anymore. There was a time when they did okay. That time is gone. Are all these guys over here? Yeah, we have two currently over here. And this is why I started changing them, putting them in different train armies, so I didn't have to do all this bullshit here. Alright, so put these guys in that Red Army, just for now, because we don't know who we're fighting yet. Of course, it's really going to be dependent on what you guys vote for. If we're going with the Allies, it's going to be a very different fight overall than if we decide to go with the Central Powers. We go with Central Powers, it would be Austria, Czechoslovakia, and the Hungarians hopefully would create one unified country, and then we would have a nice ally here to the south. Don't have to worry about that anymore. We'll try and get Italy into our faction as well. So it kind of changes up the situation than if we go with the Brits. All right, so we did get our national focus, secure the state. That's quite helpful. And we're not going to go, well, we can't go with revive. Yeah, let's go and do the revive the Kaiserreich, since we know that we're going to want to return the Kaiser. We can modify our government. All right, I think we should go ahead and get our industrial techs going a little bit quicker. Yeah, let's go and grab that up. And yeah, so one of the other things, because I haven't been able to read all the comments, guys, for that last episode, or at least all the ones that have been posted by the point of recording this. We got excavation. Let's go for, oh, it's not 1937 at all. All right, so I think what we're gonna go ahead and do, yeah, let's go and get the anti-tanks. I want to get those. And it seems that we finished up that submarine. Excellent. Now we can focus on building larger ships. I want a very powerful navy, guys. I would love to have a large navy that can compete with, probably not the Brits, but maybe compete with the French, is what I'm thinking. We'll try and get to that point. We'll have to see. So we need to trade for oil. We need to trade for rubber. And we don't need as much tungsten. As far as who we're trading with, I won't be able to do anything until I know, which side we're going, which route we're going. Until then, it's really just largely dependent on what happens there. So the Spanish Civil War, awesome. That means we're gonna get to fight. So what are we gonna do here? So this is a question that was asked in the comments last episode, is which side we're gonna help. And I had to think about it kind of hard because obviously we're not fascists and we're not communist. So I had to think about which side we would rather have win. And I've determined that the best side to win is the nationalists. And here's the reason, guys. If the communists join, we're definitely going to fight the Soviet Union probably no matter what, right? That's like our key rival. So other than France. So we're probably going to end up fighting the Comintern. So we don't want them to be able to join them. But we could also end up fighting the Italians. That's obviously a reality as well. However, there's a good chance the Italians could be our ally. Depending on which route we go. So they could end up being our ally. So if I had to make a choice between fighting the nationalist Spain and the Italians, or the Republican Spanish and the Soviets, I would choose the nationalists and the Italians. And then there's the fact that they might not be our enemy at all, while the Soviet Union definitely will be. And that's the case, then you'll probably just have nationalist Spain just sit over here on their lonesome, and probably never join the war. They probably stay neutral the entire conflict. If there's no fascist European power, then I don't think they would do anything. They'd probably just sit there. Could be wrong, of course. They don't have a national focus tree, though, so they probably wouldn't do anything. So I think we should help them out, help them win. Because we could end up with a situation where we have the Soviet Union, France, and Republican Spain on one faction. So that obviously wouldn't be good. All right, so let's take a look at how many we can send them. Can we send volunteers? It does not look like it. World tension's not high enough. Okay, well, I believe that we'll be able to send volunteers once we finish one of these national focuses. It's, I don't know which one it is. Is it this one? It is this one. We might be able to send them once we finish up the current national focus, which is not that long. So we'll just have to wait. But yeah, one of the things I was about to talk about is the fact that, so in the comments, a lot of people, once again, were discussing the thumbnail of the video. Mostly positive. A lot of people seem to like the thumbnails that HiJynx creates, which, by the way, I don't create those thumbnails. My wife, HiJynx, creates them. We're not going to do press censorship. She does all the thumbnails on the channel. Let's figure out what we're going to get here before we keep trying to talk. Okay. We already decided that the only thing to get here is the war industrialist, which it feels like there's other things we could get at the moment. Could do the theorist, could also do the material designer, get ourselves better infantry equipment, we'll be able to research infantry equipment a little bit quicker. So probably want to go that route because, yeah, none of these apply just yet. So yeah, I think we're going to go, we could also go with the theorist. That's an option as well. But I think we're going to go with the material designer. All right, excellent. So yeah, most people like the thumbnails that we do, that HiJynx creates. She kind of does them on her own. And I just kind of put my input in, like, oh, that's good, or maybe if you change this up or did that, it'd be a little bit better. But for the most part, I don't really provide much input. I think one of the few times I did was with the Japanese one. I said, you should put a Zero fighter on there. That was kind of my ideal, but usually I don't have much input on it, guys. That's her realm. That's what she does in the channel. So we got a bunch of stuff. Got field hospitals, and we also got the mechanical computing. Okay, well, we're closing at the 1937, and I think we're going to go ahead and start working on 1937 techs. I think that makes sense. So I'm going to get those. And then with the next one, let's kind of swing through here and see exactly what we want to get. We still need to get more support companies, so I think that might be what we do. Maintenance companies, logistics companies, all options. By the way, you probably just heard the door open. Speaking of her, that's HiJynx just coming home now. Which, if you only watch My Hearts of Iron, you may not know about HiJynx. You may not know that she does videos with me. Most of the videos on the channel are us doing the content together. So, you know, guys, I was thinking about it, and if we want to have a big, powerful navy, we've got to have carriers. I know there's the argument of having like a more traditional navy, and probably fits more with Germany, of course, but that's a good way to just get your powerful navy destroyed. And carriers are incredibly powerful, as they should be. So if we want to have a navy that dominates the seas, we've got to have carriers. So let's go with the carriers, guys. We're going to get those. I know it's kind of spreading out our tech a little bit. I know with the land power, but we want to be more of a naval power, especially with the Kaiser coming in. You know, Wilhelm II, if he does become our Kaiser again. He's very much into the Navy, obviously. So leadership purges in the Soviet Union. We have finished revive the Kaiser right, and we're going to go check and see if we can send those volunteers. So rebuild the nation. So this is going to get just for, okay, so that's, we don't need as many consumer factories, but that's only for a year. And then we get factory repair speed to, you know, repair all those factories that we had destroyed. Yeah, it's pretty good overall, I'd say, going down this branch, but we're not going to do it just yet. So we need more than 40% support to have the Kaiser return, so not going to be able to do that. Let's just take a look and see what other options we have. That's a shit ton of civilian factories. I feel like we should go for that no matter what we do. Yeah, you can't beat that. You really can't beat 6 civilian factories. Yes, we're going for that. So yeah, what the hell was I talking about? Something. So yeah, HiJynx does the thumbnails, and she also does videos here on the channel. And yeah, so everybody brings them up. Most people seem to like them. A couple people don't. Some people don't like there being scantily clad ladies on the thumbnails. I don't really understand why somebody would get like irritated about it. 'Cause some people were saying they were irritated. I guess I don't understand that, but I do understand the idea of like you don't want sex in all your games everywhere. You know, sex is everywhere because sex sells, of course. So I understand like that. I mean, I don't feel the same way myself, but I understand where people are coming from. All right, so let's go and get something selected here. We're gonna do. Oh, we know we're gonna want paratroopers. We're not gonna get them yet though. We'll wait. I think we should probably start working on our land doctrines and figure out which route we're gonna go on that. I think that makes sense. We already have the carriers going. Yeah, I think that's probably what we're gonna do. We're gonna do land doctrines. Nothing else really makes sense. Well, no. Let's get the industrial text first. That makes far more sense. All right, so let's go and get that. But yeah, a lot of people always, every time I do that, I put those thumbnails on there. People always discuss it a lot, spend a lot of time talking about it. But I think, and I've said this, I think of the Soviet campaign, one of the big things, besides the fact that more people click on them for some reason, I don't know why, I'm not going to pretend to know why people click on them more, kind of just makes our thumbnails, our videos in the search engine stand out a bit more. That's kind of the large reason why I do it. So we're going to do these 80%. We won't do right there. I prefer to have military factories right there. Where else do we have some 80% locations? No one's right there. Right there. And that's probably good for right now. 3 civilian factories. It's going to take a little while to build that. All right. But yeah, it just, you know, you see my my thumbnail and you know, that's mine. We could also build some more units, guys. I want to see how the equipment situation is looking. It's really just artillery that we're lacking. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get the national focus first. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's another 6 civilian factories. That is huge. And we can also get our research slot. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Not everybody likes the new German tree. I like it. It's not as good as some of the other trees that Paradox has done, but overall it's not bad. All right, I said I was going to do something, and I do not remember what it was. It was build units, wasn't it? So we only got one offer for suggestion, I should say, for names for our division design. So I'm going to leave it open a bit more, see if other people want to add some suggestions. Did we get our... I don't remember. We did. All right, so we're going to want to change these guys up real quick. Give them some field hospitals, and we'll save that. And then we're going to go ahead and build those. Build a few more of them. They're not completely complete in their design just yet, but that's okay. We're going to build quite a few of them probably. Yeah, because they still need a lot of work. So let's just build infantry for right now. We'll just do, oops, man, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go and do 10 of these. I think. Yeah, that's fine that they don't have any equipment. We're not in battle right now, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And we're going to have them build right there rather than the capital like we normally do. So we can send them out of the port if need be. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go and have them deploy there. And yes, that reminds me. We do need to prioritize the artillery a bit more because clearly we're not building it up quick enough. And it's nice that finished it up, because I'm actually going to be building that right now. All right, awesome. So we just happen to be in here rearranging things. So good timing. All right, so let's go ahead and pump probably a few factories into that, also into that artillery. And let me see what else we could perhaps not build as many of. Maybe a few less light tanks. And overall, this looks good. We do want to get more, another factory going towards naval bombers. However, I feel like the artillery should be a greater priority right now because we're really lacking behind on that at the moment. We can go ahead and pull from the oil we're trading for and trade for a bit more tungsten. Although, let's trade with the Portuguese. I don't know why. I feel like I want to trade with them. Oh yes, and we did finish up our research here for artillery. So, good on 1939 techs. And let's go and finish up these until 1939 is what I was trying to say. And let's go and start getting these. I don't know if we're going to need to go for here, because it really depends on what route we go and whether we're going to make heavy use of the refineries or not. It really depends on whether we go with the Allies or we go with the Central Powers, because if we go with the Allies, then we should have a good supply of oil and rubber. If we go with the Central Powers, then yeah, we're going to need our own supply because it's going to be a problem, although we could have always attacked the Dutch and get some that way. You know, we're going to go and do ship designer, guys. I know we don't unlock most of our ships till 1940, however, this would apply to our aircraft carrier, which seems incredibly useful, getting that armor up for the carriers, and all of our capital ships would get armor and naval firepower, because that would be the route that we end up going. So yeah, that seems super useful. So let's go and do that now. And we'll be able to research the carriers a little bit quicker as well. Won't apply to the ones that we're currently researching, but those ones are one behind, so it's not that big of a deal because I wasn't going to build any of those anyway. They're really not that great, the carrier ones. I know it's nice to build one so you can have one already built in time for the conflict, because you might not be able to get a carrier 2 in time. That's all right, guys. We can wait. I have a little bit of air experience here, not much. And really, when it comes to building these divisions out, it's just equipment that we're currently lacking, infantry equipment and artillery, and we did finish this up, which is excellent. That means we're going to go ahead and be able to apply this. It seems that was applied to it. All right, awesome, because it was still in research. That wasn't always like that. I think they changed it. I don't know when they did. Before, you had to click the research button while you had the company already bought or whatever, and what you'd have to do is like change your research up and then come back and start the research again just to get the company to go towards it. But that's not the case anymore, so that's awesome. Let's go and get the next carrier class. We can start building those. So however many days away that's going to take, that's when we'll be able to start working on our first carrier, 164 days. So it's going to be a little while. But we should get a carrier done by the war, guys, if we focus enough dockyards onto it. So we got more civilian factories. We have a ton of civilian factories now, guys, which is nice. Let's go and get that extra research slot. I think that's going to be super useful. All right, so we'll get the extra research slot. And damn. All right, so this is another thing I wanted to bring up, but I actually forgot. But it's okay, because we can talk about it now. So the Hindenburg Disaster, right? This tends to be what happens. The Hindenburg always seems to crash. Well, the Hindenburg doesn't crash. Then you can actually get the ability to basically restore the HRE, the Holy Roman Empire. So you have to do that, and then you also have to, I don't know what the other thing was, something about Victoria or something. I'm not entirely sure because I've never done this route before. I just know what people were telling me in the comments. So yeah, you can restore the Holy Roman Empire, and what you have to do with this is essentially you got to save scum to make it happen. Your route, if you really want to go that Holy Roman Empire direction, then you just need to save scum until you get the Hindenburg succeeding, which, you know, a couple times you could do it. We're not gonna do that because I don't save scum on these Let's Plays, first of all, and secondly, Holy Roman Empire, and a few people were talking about this in the comments. I don't know, it's kind of gimmicky. The idea of it being restored. I mean, it wasn't the Holy Roman Empire back in World War One. I don't know. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. What's part of the Holy Roman Empire at the the collapse of the Holy Roman Empire? That's not part of Germany. There's not a whole lot, guys. I mean, obviously, Bohemia was part of the Holy Roman Empire. Obviously, Austria. But that's about it. Everything else is already part. I mean, this was at one point. So was Switzerland. So was Italy. But those had all left by that point. I guess you have this territory here. But technically, this is German territory anyway. They just don't know it yet. So yeah, I don't really understand the point of it. Yeah, you get claims, I guess, on some of these areas here for attacking them. But yeah, I don't know. I guess you get cores. So that's useful. So I'm not saying it's not a cool event. It is. It definitely is a cool event. I just don't think we need to take it. How many do we have? Do we have enough to build 2 lines out? Okay, we do. Excellent. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start working on some dockyards because our dockyards, they are not adequate for building up a large navy, guys. So let's get some dockyards going, and then we'll do some military factories. In fact, we'll do a couple military factories first, because I know that we are lacking, and I think some people are going to get irritated if I don't build at least a couple military factories, and then we'll do dockyards, because we're going to need them. We can't really build a respectable navy yet, which I do. I want to have a nice sized navy, guys. Is this all 60s? It's all 60s. So let's go ahead and build like 5 of these. That's what we're going to need to at least that, and that's not even going to get us anywhere near in comparison to the Brits, which they'll have by that point 20-something dockyards, I'm sure. So yeah, and remember, we're way behind them as well. They have a massive fleet, way larger than we have. All right, so we're done over here. So I wanted to get those first, and we're still firmly in 1937. So I think what we're going to do now that we have the carriers going, is we're going to start working on our land doctrines. I think that makes the most sense at the moment for us to work on. Although, yeah, we do need to get these. We might get those first so we can start building them, so I can put them in once we have some army experience, though we're nowhere near towards getting any army experience. Well, you know what? We don't have any research bonuses for this, so yeah, let's go for these. It won't take us very long to get these. We know we're going to want them. We're going to want them before we get those, so that's 1941. So let's go ahead and get ourselves some support equipment for our light anti-tank, or our light tank divisions, so that they can get some self-propelled artillery and some tank destroyers, because they're going to need them. And we can at least start building them, get a stockpile going, even if we don't have the army experience to mess with our divisions yet. I wonder what all we get over here as far as army experience. Get 10 there. I'm assuming we're going to get a bit more. There's 20. Yeah, there's not a lot of army experience in this branch here. Okay. Maybe we'll be able to get some more some other way. Well, we actually have units that can train. That could get us a little bit of army experience. We'll do that here in a second. Let's go and get this military factory assigned. We're going to do, I think it's really just artillery that we're hurting on pretty bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to get artillery going. And then after artillery kind of gets built out a little bit, and anti-tanks as well, we're going to want to start working on our Air Force, guys. Our Air Force is lacking. So we're going to do 2 separate armies this time for the training. I should have did that the first goddamn time. It's just easier. And just make them yellow, so we know that that's the Yellow Army's troops. Same thing over here. I guess I could just did that. Would have been far easier. All right, so let's go ahead and make these guys a red training army. All right, lovely. But yeah, we'll get these dockyards first, so we can build up a large, massive navy, or as large as we can get. Amelia Earnhardt circumnavigates the globe. Quite an achievement. So we might end up seeing her if we ever go to combat with the United States. We go to war with them. Could see her flying in the skies above. Construction 2. Excellent. So now we need excavation 2. And we're getting some nice research bonuses for those as well. We got the extra research slot, so that's going to be super useful. And plus we got the improved tools. So now that we're done over here, let me just see if there's anything else that we need to get, that we have to have. Synthetic refinery plus research bonuses. Yeah, these are all nice here. Infrastructure, German war economy. Yeah, changes economic law to war economy. Oh, wow, that's nice. That's really, really nice. Oh, yeah. I almost want to go that way. Plus, we can maximize the infrastructure, which means we'll be able to build them quicker. Because I don't think we can go this route. Oh, we can. Never mind. This is what we're doing. We're doing Return of the Kaiser. I didn't know if we had the support yet, but we do. We're at 41%. We are there. So that's what we're going to do. World tension is increased by 5%, and Netherlands gets the event to return Wilhelm II to us. Now, let's do the research, then we'll talk about what could happen here with this event. So yeah, we're knocking out the research nice and quick, guys, which is lovely. And I think what we're going to do next, what we do need to get, I thought I researched these guys. Oh, we're 1 day away. Okay, let's go and get this one next then. And yeah, with that one, we'll have to select something else. And we also want to get those support companies going. Yeah, we also need, we need a lot of stuff. But let's go and do support companies first. Let's do the logistics. And won't talk yet because obviously we have something finished up there. And what I want to do, I'm really tempted to wait on this, guys, until we get some bonuses for it. Because there's a lot of bonuses, research bonuses we can get for these. Specifically once we get our theorist, which I think that's going to be the next thing we get. I'm not sure. So yeah, we're going to wait to get that. I think it'd be wise. And we do still have like support companies we can get. So let's go and do maintenance companies. We know we're going to want them eventually. It's nice to get get them now, so we can get them applied to our divisions as we design them. And what the hell happened here? We have some units here. Okay, let's have them go here. And it looks like the Spanish War has already ended. Damn, before we were able to do anything. Which is unfortunate. That's fine. We didn't need to get involved anyways. I was supposed to check them after we got that one national focus, see if we could send troops. It's a bummer. Republicans win, but Republicans almost always win now. And somebody actually told me why that was too, which is interesting. I'm going to share that with you guys in a second. Let's get these guys assigned over to this training army so they can start training. It seems that all these guys are done, by the way. Okay, let's go and have them come onto this front then. And it did get us 3 experience. Not much, unfortunately. Let's go and throw these guys in here. All right. And once these guys finish training, I don't know where these 2 divisions came from. I'm not entirely sure. And we got another one too. Oh, those are the divisions we're building. I'm an idiot. I'm so used to building in the capital. So what we're going to want to do here is put these guys in a training armies, a special training army, which this one works out fine actually. We're going to turn them green though. And let's give them a garrison. And they're going to guard the naval bases. There you go. So you're going to guard that naval base, please. And we're going to throw these guys in there as well. Come on. What is going on? I think I have that selected. My bad. All right, let's go and throw those guys in there. Get them all trained up. And also throw these guys. In fact, we're just going to build them. We're just going to have them all go now. Do we want to build more units? Yeah, we do. Let's go and build a few more of these. And then we're going to deploy all these ones here. So let's just go ahead and deploy anybody who's currently ready to deploy. And that looks good for right now. Yeah, I like that. We can modify our government. And as I said, we're going to go with the theorist here. I have to remember that we have to talk about what can happen with the Netherlands there, as well as Spain. So much stuff to talk about, guys. All right, so I actually realized something new here. It's new to me anyway. I've never seen it before. So here with Germany, you always have like the 2 different options. And this is for many countries many of the major countries have this. So we can go with the guy that's meant for Germany, von Manstein, which is the mobile warfare expert. And of course, he's always better, but he costs more points. But you get the same 0.05 daily experience gain, but you also get the negative 10% for that particular doctrine. While if you look at the Blitzkrieg theorist, it's just a generic land doctrine, so you can go whichever route you want, but it's only 7%, which is 3% less. Math, guys. No, I don't need to do subtraction for you, but look at this. Armor max speed plus 10%. That's significant, guys. Remember when we got our speed up in the Commune of France? If you watch that, we had those extremely fast tanks, and it was just so powerful. So hell yeah, I'm gonna go for that. Yeah, I'll trade 3% research time for our doctrines for a plus 10% armor bonus. Hell yeah, I like that. So we're gonna go ahead and go with the Blitzkrieg theorist. I think that makes sense. Plus it's cheaper. We can get it now. We'd have to wait for that. So yeah, we're gonna go do that. I've never seen that before. I don't know if that's something they added with the Awaken the Tiger and the changes to Germany. It's been a while since I played Germany. I haven't seen any other factions have that though, or at least I didn't notice it anyway. I guess I could have completely missed it. It's not impossible. How are we doing on equipment right now? So we're short on both artillery and infantry equipment. Okay, so let's go ahead and start pumping some factories and infantry equipment then. Okay, so to talk, guys. First of all, Spain here. So essentially what happened with Spain, why the Republicans always win, and this is based on what somebody else told me, is that they always get more war support than because it's considered a defensive war in their case. So they get the war support bonus, while the nationalists get the penalty to war support. Now remember, war support not just affects your mobilization speed, it affects your division's attack and defense on core territory, and also the command power, but that's not really that important. Really, you can gain that pretty quick no matter what. So that's the main bonus that they get, that kind of is maybe explaining the reason why the Republicans always win. And if that's the case, Paradox needs to do something about that, because Republicans shouldn't always win. I don't like seeing the nationalists always win either. But yeah, I just don't want anybody to always win. That's not fun or entertaining. Yeah, why would we want that? So did we finish up our carriers and I forgot? No, we didn't. Okay, still waiting on those. Well, let's go ahead and pump into, should have gotten a battleship done there. Let's go and pump into trying to get another battleship slowly worked on, because we're gonna have to pull from those once we get the carriers. All right, so let's go ahead and put another factory into getting oil. So that's that. And then the other thing is what could happen here with our event for Return of the Kaiser. So the Netherlands get the choice on whether they want to let Wilhelm II come back. I don't know how exactly they would stop him, or how they'd stop us from getting him. And it's entirely dependent on their strength ratio to us, I think, whether the AI decides to do it or not. I think the main point is so that the human player can tell them no. So they're probably not going to tell no. When I played last time, they didn't say no. But they can say no. And in that case, instead of getting Wilhelm II, you get Wilhelm III. Or you can just straight up declare war to try on the Netherlands to try and get William. So that actually wouldn't be an entirely bad thing, because we get an early war going here. Because as of right now, we cannot justify war goals. Not until world tension is at 50%. Okay, so I think we can reduce that though. Alright, so we got that knocked out. So we got both of these already. Awesome. So now it's time to work on land doctrine, since we now have a research bonus on that. And I think we are going to go with mobile warfare, guys. I think we are going to go with the, and we could go superior firepower, but mobile warfare is definitely the German model here. And I would love to have some extremely powerful tanks. So let's do that, guys. We're going to go that route. And we already have a point in it as well. So it's going to get the delay here. And that's going to take a while to get that finished up, 261 days. But we need to start working on it. Oh yes, we have dockyards as well. Let's go ahead and pump this into, let's do the light cruisers. All right. So yeah, let's see what happens with them when we finish up this national focus. I don't know if we'll have it done before the end of this episode, because this episode is about to end. And a lot of shit happening. All right, so we got excavation. I think we're done over here. All right, fantastico. I think we might probably get radio. Oh, damn it. Probably get radio. I want to see if there's anything I'm not researching here that I'm missing. I don't think so. Oh, well, yeah. If we're going to get carriers, we're going to need planes to man them, don't we? All right. Yeah, we're going to have to go and get the planes. We'll get the fighters first. I guess we could have went with it doesn't really matter which route we went, actually. I suppose it would have been smarter to do the naval bombers. I guess we can change that up. It does make more sense. Just start building those up quicker. All right, let's go and get the civilian factories building. We are going to work on, I think we spent enough on dockyards. Let's go and start working on military factories, obviously. We are a land power, guys, so we do need to make sure that we have a strong army. Never going to beat the Soviets with a navy. All right, that's it for the 80%, isn't it? All right, well, that's a shame. Let's do 70%. I guess we can do 2 in some of these areas. All right, so that should keep our guys busy for a long time. We'll stop building there. And let's get these dockyards assigned to the battleships. I would love to be able to get that battleship done, but it's not going to happen. All right, here we go. Excellent. So Poland seeks Baltic cooperation. So Poland's going to do what they always do. That's another one I wish had a little bit more variance. They always do this, create their own faction here. And they don't always agree, but then they just attack them. And yeah. So Return of the Kaiser is done. Okay. Let's read this event. So Kaiser returns to Germany. In the midst of ecstatic celebrations, Wilhelm II has returned as Kaiser to the German Empire. The Netherlands is owed a debt of gratitude for allowing him safe refuge these past decades, and for refusing his extradition to our former enemies on multiple occasions. Though the nation has suffered much in the recent civil war, it is hoped that the Kaiser's return will bring further stability and unity. He shall undoubtedly lead the nation well, because he did such a great job his first time around. Well, he's older. Maybe he's really old. Historically, he died in just a couple years here, 1941. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get him in here. He leads the Anti-Democratic Party, increases stability, or that's his, that's his trait or whatever. So he's going to give us some stability, and democracy support is going to be decreasing. And he has the trait Imperial Connections, which, look at all those bonuses. Political advisor costs, negative 25%, pretty much all of our costs are less. That's actually pretty good. Although our current leader also had some really good bonuses as well. All right, let's go ahead and get the next national focus going. We can't go either one of these 2 routes yet. Why can't we go this one yet? Oh, we need naval effort. Yeah, we gotta start working on Navy. Okay, that makes sense. And then sea to the Eastern Front is available. We're not gonna do that right now, obviously. Not the best route. Rebuilding the nation could be useful to get here. I'm just gonna see what else is available. I think we should go ahead and do the German war economy. Although, what's this one? Integrate war economy. So we can align with Romania and the Hungarians, and then do this one. Let me just take a look what these are. Damn, guys, this is like stupidly useful here. Yeah, I would love to go for this. It requires that the Hungarians and Romanians are in our faction. So they do have to be in our faction. But yeah, if you look at it, we can integrate our war economies, and you're going to get 2 less military factories. But they'll get military factories as well. Overall, you actually get more, because I didn't think about that. The fact you're gonna get 4 for the Hungarians and 4 for the Romanians, so that's 8 total compared to the 6 here. Yeah, that's like stupidly useful. But to do that, we have to get in our faction. I don't know if that's going to be something that we're going to do. It really depends on which route we go here. All right, we're going to wait to go for that then. You know what? Let's do army innovations, guys. I think that's the best route for us at the moment. I'm also tempted to do air innovations, but let's go with this. This goes to the news chief of army. Gives us experience, land doctrine bonuses, which we're working on right now. And we can continue down this branch. Some great stuff in there. So let's get army innovations. We do have a decision available. What is it? We can do recall Paul von Leto Vorbeck. So with the Hohenzollern, I never always had trouble pronouncing that. That's the dynasty that is leading us right now. That's the German dynasty. Restored to the throne, the old line of East Africa once again offers his services. Okay, and he becomes a general. Hell yeah. Yeah, I like that one. I'm willing to spend that experience to get that. Or excuse me, that political power. Yeah, let's do it. All right, so we're going to get him coming on over here. And it looks like it does take a little bit of time. That's all right. We can wait. I'm glad I looked at that. And Wilhelm II returns to the German Empire. In a surprise announcement yesterday morning, the German government officially lifted exile on Wilhelm II. Later in the day, the old Kaiser's motorcade passed the Dutch-German border. Upon his return to Berlin, he was ceremoniously reinstated as Kaiser of the German Empire. The Kaiser has already vowed to see Germany return to its old greatness, but it remains to be seen which direction the nation will take with its diplomacy. Long live the Kaiser. So he is back, Wilhelm II. Like I said, he can die, though. The event can fire anytime after 1939. It's random. It's mean time to happen, I think, is to make it so it's in 1941. But of course, with any mean time to happen, that means it could happen anytime. It could happen in 1939, could happen in 1945. It could never happen. So we'll just see if how long we'll get to keep William II. I don't remember the bonuses of William III because he did die on the last time I played this German campaign. And I don't remember the Wilhelm III bonuses. I want to say they're not as good as his pops. So we'll just have to see what happens with that. All right, so that's actually going to be the end of the episode, guys. Still got troops training over here. We made some progress. Made about a year progress. Did a lot of talking. Talked about all kinds of things. Got a battleship done as well. Now we have 2 battleships. So we're building the fleet out. This is the little navy. Little navy that will one day be the greatest navy in the world. No, let me take that back. They're never going to be the greatest navy in the world, but they're going to be like the 4th greatest navy eventually. All right, so we're going to swing around the world, and see what everybody else is working on. They're currently getting their heavy tanks improved. The British are working on reinforcing the empire. The Italians got claims on Yugoslavia. Well, maybe the Italians will get frosty with somebody and declare war. Improving the railway network in Soviets. 3 principles of the people. Mukden Arsenal. Prepare for war with the Soviet Union. Did they decide? They did. They're not fascists. They decided to go non-aligned. Well, maybe us and Japan could still be friendly then. Huh. Alright, awesome. I'm actually quite pleased with that. And I like that they've done that route. No matter what, that helps us out, because Soviet Union is going to be an enemy regardless. British Raj. Fly the Jolly Roger. Department of Scientific and Industrial Research. United States. Advanced Mahanian Doctrine. Okay, which one's that? Remember, oh yes, that's the base strike, okay. Alright, and then South Africa. Seaward Defense Force, Poland, treaty with Lithuania, so they're already working on building out their faction. Yugoslavians, concessions for Macedonians. The Greeks, oh, they don't have anything. I don't know, I'm looking at them. They don't either. Romania, local development. Czechoslovakia, imperial legacy. Hungarian, support urbanization. And I think that is it. Alright, so to reiterate, the vote is up here. You can click up on here, click which option you like. There's only going to be 2 choices. Choices are going with the Allies. No matter what, we're going with the Kaiser, guys. No democracy. So yeah, the choices are to go with the Allies, specifically Britain, because France might not. The goal is to attack France still with that direction. Or to go with our own faction, the Central Powers. We're going to attempt to assassinate Mussolini and restore the monarchy in Italy. Try and recreate Austria-Hungary and just basically go back to the pre-World War I situation, essentially, is what we're going to attempt to do, with a few major differences. So those are the 2 directions. Whichever one you guys vote for, that is the route we're going to go. So make sure you vote. Also, leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about the series. I read and reply to all comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave that like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our content, and go check out some of the content that we got on the channel. You might be able to find something that you enjoy. All right, thanks for watching, guys.